he?
Come on then, Lexi. Hey up.
I'd find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, toll's the same.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share. Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
He visibly freezes in fear, stammering a pitiful apology and backing away from you and the elf.
Ah, get out of here, will ya? Both of you ain't worth my time.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Bloody cavies. Too big for their boots, as usual. They ought to keep out of our hair if they don't want to pay for the pleasure. You know, elves, dwarfs, lizards, undesirables. Those of them that'll see the whole realm eaten up by the void woken before they change their ways.
I saw what you did there, convincing Burrow not to lay the law down on that elf. Why do you want to help one of them? You watch yourself. Oddballs don't last long around here. Hey, oddball. Think I saw a lizard with a scraped knee down the way. Why don't you go kiss his boo-boo?
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after?
A grin cracks her stony face.
Sure thing. Dallas, you maniac.
Where's the oil?
Amidst a crowd,
And what you after?
a grin.
Sure thing.
Ben. I ain't. Just seeing how...
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Nothing of mine needs testing. Pay or walk. Just don't waste any more of my time. Found it in the scrap heap. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. That's for me to know, and you to get out of my face. Buy or shove off. All manner of things.
The woman looks up as you...
What do you need? Huh, the hammer got you curious.
She nods once.
Clever lasser. No one... Oh, I don't know. She was a sweet soul. Quiet. Loved her family. Always seemed strong, as I recall, but she didn't come across as no fearless military leader back then. She was just a girl. People do change, don't they? By all means, get an eyeful.
Leave me. Go. You leave me be.
She groans in pain. She groans in pain, refusing or unable.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Everything there? Good.
Worse than
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that frustration out the right way? Winning has its own rewards, if that's what you're after. Slip down the hatch and talk to Thorne. put those greasy hands of yours to work. You're scared.
Worse than war rations, these.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who could blame you with the garbage they got for sale round here? Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means.
Worse than war rations, these.
Think you're cute, do you, handsome? Business is business. Even the magisters know that. Get shopping or leave me be. Only the finest, you know.
Ain't fit for beasts. Worse than war rations, these. Worse than war rations, these.
Still on your feet, eh? Glad. Only the finest,
Perhaps
you know.
if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Still on your feet, eh? Glad to hear it. Only the finest, you know. Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Take your coin then.
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach, he looks up, setting the potato, but not the sharp little knife, down.
What? Who's asking?
He smirks and holds the little knife up to the light, watching it glint.
I'm listening. Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache, too.
He points the tip of his blade at the grisly sight of the elf hunched over, clutching his knees in the cage.
I solve my own problems. Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes. Thugs. Sure, have a look. Good stuff, huh? Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves...
Still on your feet,
didn't
eh?
so much.
Glad to.
Leave him be. Don't make...
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown, I caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal. Ain't been here long, have ya?
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy.
Will source change back? What if there are no sources?
Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you. Ha! Cheeky. What's your name? All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. When did you get in? All right, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm more curious about you than a bunch of cheesy lines.
Worse than war rations, these.
Ha! Thank you. Long enough, I reckon. I'm surprised they haven't come for me yet. Most folks get taken away for the cure after just a week or two. By the divine, haven't I? Back home again. Or to somewhere totally new. Sun, wine, freedom. But those are just dreams. No one can escape from here.
She laughs. The sound...
Now, wouldn't that be something? Look, I have an idea. I know we don't know each other very well, but time is so short and a connection is so rare. If we get out of here, will you meet me again in Arks?
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't mean so much.
She leans...
Until then,
She smiles and gives you...
soon!
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't mean so much.
I know what you mean.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. A low, resonant vibration. Your knees buckle. The hum grows.
I don't feel so good.
The so-called divine himself, Lucian. Good's a shrine to those hated by it.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! It isn't the words you speak, but rather that you speak them. Prophecy says that only our devotion will restore him to us. A murmur of prayer, constant as the ocean, can lure our savior back to us. Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the divine's own son, is God-woken. He will ascend. He will protect us from this darkness. Do not doubt that he will come into his powers at any moment, and then he shall ascend. Do not let hubris...
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were Iffen Ben Mezd, right? Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours. Dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Maybe a spectre, but I wouldn't bet money on it. So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah, same story here. Reckon in my case, they might actually be right, though. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. Sure, whatever suits you. Probably better for you in the end anyway. I'm not always myself, and sometimes not myself anyway.
Bloody cavies. Too big for their boots, as usual. They ought to keep out of our hair if they don't want to pay for the pleasure. You know.
Hey, oddball.
Where is he?
Saw him, didn't you? The Hammer and Alexander. They gave that scaly traitor what for, they did. "'Tis a misfortune, brother. You lot can't help your condition, but at least the humans of you ain't celebrating the source plague." Bishop's a son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all this. And the Hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did. So in the time of Lucian, of course. Who wouldn't join up with God himself? It was all glory, all goodness. When we lost him, well, it only made sense to see his will through. Lucian gave his life to protect Rivellon. If we let the Voidwoken get to it now, well, we'd have lost him for nothing. Fort Joy ain't no summer camp. No one said it were, but it's the best we've got to protect the realm. Can't for certain, but I reckon when God himself gives his life to protect you, you don't waste the gift. You protect it with everything you've got. So that's what we do. When you give up the darkness that's inside you, take your fault, it's there. They're working on a cure for you even now. Got some good leads, so I hear. You can trust Dallas to take care of it. And once you're cured, your life will start it.
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty. That, Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this? What, have you been living under a boulder? Alexander's the Divine's only natural son. Good man. I liberated my hometown from the Black Ring, he did. We never had such peace as we did with his battalion protecting us. Now why don't you move along and settle in? A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days. Move along, eh?
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach.
It's time to accept reality. It's time to accept reality.
Whatever do you mean by that?
The man shudders with the revulsion of a zealot, eyes rolling with disbelief.
You take that back. You take it. Well, it's not my job. The Hammer will change your attitude soon enough. You'll see.
The cat's eyes, it appears
The Divine Order's all that stands between you.
It's time to accept reality.
Hey, up.
Watch yourself, boy.
She doesn't blink.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Take your coin, then.
Still on your feet, eh? Glad to hear it. Feel free to take a gander at the stock. If your fella in that cage is the thief, stashed the oranges somewhere before he was caught. If you believe that. Sure do. Ask me, it'd have to be one of those sad sacks that's always hanging around Griff looking for favours.
She darts her tongue out of her mouth like a snake.
Some folks, and some reptiles, would do anything to get his attention. I see plenty of liars in my line of work. Snakes, weasels, worms. That sure do. Ask me.
She darts her tongue.
Some folk... I see plenty of liars in my line of work. Snakes, it's all in the eyes. Joy lives in the eyes, sometimes way in the back, but it's there all the same. Liars ain't a joyful bunch. Sure you don't want to have a look at my stock before you go? I was serious about what I said. Everything in my pack's been got by special means. Let's just say folks leave here, but they don't seem to take their effects. Maybe I happen to know where everything ends up. Fend for yourself then, sweetheart. I'll take what I want after the Reds get to you anyway. Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Give it time.
You're scared.
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet?
Worse than war rations, these.
Freshy. What you heard about a crate of stolen supplies? And don't you lie to me now.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
If I did, I wouldn't give 'em up to you. Griff sent me, not you. Look, I'm Griff's right hand, and I'm gonna find that crate, and you're...
Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Give it time.
Ain't fit for beasts. Worse than war rations, these.
When another divine finds will source back. What if there are no sources? Yet so quickly we find sources so dangerous. But why? When another divine
I've got that special shipment he was asking after. Get it, though, will you?
why hasn't Alexander risen yet?
Easy, eh?
Haven't got shanked through...
What's your hands, Pipsqueak? What are you loitering round here for? If Boss trusts you to find something for him, you better not disappoint him. You won't like him when he's disappointed.
Worse than war rations, these.
Boss will be fine. He's got himself in a fit state now, but as soon as another shipment comes in, he'll be right as rain. You mean that guy in the cage? Oh, I don't associate with elves. Fella says he's innocent, but you know how they lie. Yeah, Bosses are awful passionate about citrus. I can't get enough of the stuff. Out the fort? So where then? Make it quick. Hell if I know. Don't rightly know if it can be done. If they take the sauce out of you. What? Sure. Pellamine made it as far as the Hollow Marshes even. They dragged his corpse back the next day. Head pulled clean off by a ghost. I saw it myself. I never seen one myself, but me cousin up in Gore said one appeared from the clear sky one day and ate up every child under the age of 12. I don't know where they come from, but without the Divine, there ain't much we can do to stop them. Watch it. What do you want now? Make it quick. Hell if I know. Don't rightly know if it can be done. Sure. I never... If Boss trusts you to find something for you, mean that guy in the cave? Boss will be fine.
But why? When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no sources?
Watch it!
I fear it will be quite some time before we find any answers at all, my friend. Though, goods.
1,000 bottles of dust. 50 bottles of tears. Oh, I've had more bouts of...
He taps hammer to nail.
Patience, Mal. Patience. Patience.
Do you find a use for that rope, my friend? I am sure it helps ease your burdens.
You won't regret keeping those friends of yours.
Bastard.
Easy, eh?
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with every roll. Or so she said. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. She freezes under your stare for a moment, then whirls and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, or this time, I'll let my needle do the licking. You can see quality, but lone wolves, amateurs all. Or so I thought. You do tread on soft paws, Ifan.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. A curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
Let me tell you, once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, this living scar, into my cheek. The mark of a slave. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here, to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him. No!
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed. Your death will be slower, more painful, but fair enough, if you insist.
She removes the needle and draws her weapon.
Let's play. I'm ready!
This looks like the crate I'm after. But where are the contents?
The dog focuses at the cat at your feet, baring its teeth.
What were you thinking, messing with Griff's brutes, anyhow?
Out my face, or I'll punch your lights out.
What were you thinking, messing with Griff's brutes, anyhow?
He smacks your hand away, refusing the potion.
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Git! Git! Those bleeding fools think they run the place, but I showed them.
Save your spirit to fight the Reaper.
Shut your trap, lest you want what I gave them. Ralvo and his stupid cards. Get your ugly mug out of here.
Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave. Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Why, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? And old Dean here'd thank you too if he could. Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Don't to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out. Lucky you came out of it at all. Plenty of folks around of here haven't, and it's me who ends up wrist deep in the gore. A healer's walk is never...
The man sleeps so deeply.
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement, and madness screams from its wide, bloodshot eyes.
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time.
The creature gingerly takes the plant into his bloodied hands. He runs his fingertips over the white flowers. His panting breath slows.
Darling, dear darling child. Hello, yarrow girl. Can it really be you?
The creature clenches the plant tightly. His breath quickens. He seems liable to lunge at you at the drop of a pin.
You wouldn't understand. A father's pride, a father's love.
The creature begins to weep. Fast, silent tears spill from his eyes as he clutches the little cluster of flowers to his heart.
For you, my ring, part of me, name of Migo. Thank you. You, go. Told you, didn't I? They crossed my wires, hammer goes clang, and the clang, clang. Horrible old sadist. Name of Migo, come out of Arx. My daughter's a magister. Pretty-haired yarrow girl.
Junk.